It could be a ranger.
I'm ready. That's
You're
why I had
already
favorite enemy. Remember?
well.
So,
You're part ranger.
what do you want to do as far as mechanically? Like, do you want to be a melee guy? Do you want to be a stealthy dude? Like, what do you want to do mechanically?
I think mechanically we already have stealthy dude. I mean, I kind of want to do range. I want to play a spell slinger. But oh wait, no, we can't play spell slingers in this. We can only play spell slingers in Plunder and Peril.
You could do a summoner.
Ugh. Just
You could be a cavalier.
could.
Well, I mean, you could do, there's a lot of different classes, I mean, that you can do the same thing, but what do you want to do mechanically? Like, as far as, do you want to chop people's heads off, or do you want to sneak around and tumble and all that stuff? Or do you want to be more of a caster offensively? Do you want to be a defensive caster, like, be party support, buff? Like, what do you want to do, like, in combat?
I think this time around, is Arthur back?
Yep.
Would you allow Spellslinger?
Nope.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. I kind of want a Blaster cast.
A blaster
Sorcerer.
cast?
Sorcerer,
Yeah.
baby.
All the way.
Only question is the Bloodline.
Well, you have options, sir. So many options.
Just take either a dragon-blooded or a cross-blooded dragon-blooded with the elemental and just go to town.
I know there's one that gives you one more like damage, but I can't remember which one it is, other than orc. There's one more.
Yeah, half-orc sorcerer. Oof. I mean, blaster's like, that's sorcerer all the way. I have a gnome pyromancer, and he just blows things up.
Ooh, you can run a gnome.
The audience suggests you make an illusionist, so gnome would fit quite nicely with that.
A Gnome Illusionist.
They're powerful.
Yes.
Phantasmal killer.
Ooh. Actually, Gnome Illusionist might work really well, because I've always wanted to mess around with Shadow Evocation and Shadow Conjuration.
That's good, because I'm one of the few GMs that actually likes running illusions.
Ooh,
Sweet.
that, I think I found my character.
Alright.
Just to let you know, I am specializing in illusions in my Port and Pearl character. So, I mean, I don't care, like, that you're doing that with this campaign. I'm just letting you, just a heads up.
Mm.
I don't want that to dissuade you. I just don't want you to be upset if you're like, hey, I made the illusionist.
Well, in Plunder and Peril, we'll all be playing completely different characters, so...
Yeah. And only if the main character dies, you come in. Yeah.
So, it turns out that, the guy who works Scrimshaw at the front of the ship, well, he's a gnome illusionist, and he just didn't want to say anything. RuneScar never paid him enough, but he was just hiding from the cops. But now that he's got a new captain who apparently doesn't give a shit about the law, he's willing to step up and join the crew as a full officer. So, you're off the coast of the Dahak Islands. You're back up to full crew complement. I can no longer do 2 of the side quests I was going to throw at you on the way to the Tidewater Rock because we're 2 hours behind. What would you like to do now?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think I'm going to have to, for all my campaigns, just be like, you can't attack other players. It's not happening ever.
I'm okay with this.
That's
I
usually a
honestly
good
thought
idea.
that there wouldn't be a choice. Why would I assume that you would make a different decision from one week to the next?
Because I hated that guy.
Alright.
I kind of like this guy.
Cut the arms and legs off, deposit torso and head in the...
No,
this is so fucked up.
no,
So
we'll just nail him in a barrel.
Pickled Genji.
I make sure to keep him alive. I go by there, do health checks, heal him up. You ain't dying today, boy.
Man, you realize you've come full
Yep.
circle now. You know, you used to be tortured by Chilaxian lords, and now you are one, and now you're torturing people.
I'm not torturing him. I didn't cut off his arms. I just healed him back.
You're keeping him locked in a rum bottle and making sure he's in perfectly good health so he can never die.
Exactly, before we can get our money.
You see how full circle he's coming? He doesn't even recognize himself anymore. He looks in the mirror, he doesn't know who he sees. This is amazing. I think you're too good at messing with players.
The monster I became.
We
don't know
become
what-
become that which we hate, right?
I gotta
Yep.
put away all these Faustian contracts. Stop leaving them lying around. Okay, what are you guys doing?
Well, I would like to extend the contract for me and figure out what else is trying to get me.
So, the contract from you, I mean, now it should be pretty clear that it's from the Necromancer. He's looking for you.
Where does it say? Are they offering him payment?
The payment is one free life. And
There's
there's no destination for turning your body in.
Oh,
You can't go to the rendezvous point and wait for him to show up.
or alter self and give him.
Oh, I'm sure that your petty illusion magics will surely defeat the great and powerful Necromancer. Not that no. You know what? Okay, so the contract is to bring you alive to the bounty hunting office in Port Peril. If you'd like to stop in there.
Very good.
I'll allow this. If you want to dig your grave, if you want to kamakiri yourself, I will allow for it.
Well,
My
now
name's
that
a verb now.
the killing other players' ban has been temporarily lifted,
No, the killing other players ban is 100% in place again. So again, what would you guys like to do?
How long does it take us to repair the ship?
A few hours. I'm assuming that you still have craft ships of some kind, Adam? Yeah, you
I
get
do,
the-
and I was wondering what was in that scroll that the gurgling guy gave me.
So it's like, brother, I'm sorry that I, had relations with your wife. I've spent the last 15 years here in the Shackles paying for my crimes, away from the civilization that we want in Taldor. I hope that one day I can rejoin the family, but if this letter's reaching you, I'm surely dead, and I apologize.
Okay, so it's a family personal matter.
Yeah.
Today he wanted me to deliver. Got it. Okay, I didn't know if that was something else. Yeah, I will just take a
Over the side
10,
of the ship.
take a 10 or yeah, and craft the heck out of the ship.
Okay, all right. You get the ropes hooked back up. You get the ship turned around, pointed in the correct direction. You alter the winds, and you push the ship forward again.
I eyeball our new gnome illusionist and ask him, what's your screwed up backstory and how are you to secretly betray us?
He doesn't know yet. Give him until next session.
I go ahead, I do the pointing at my eyes, pointing at him, pointing at my...
What did I ever do to you, Mum?
Oh, did you just become British? Well, I guess I have roleplayed the crew as being somewhat
Oh,
British.
wait, no. I'm not going to be that jumpy. I'm thinking of giving him the shadow bloodline, so I'm going to make that a part of his personality. Make him dark and depressed all the time.
Wow, that's pretty
Like
fucking straight.
Snape. What did I ever do to you, Mum? Brain the size of a planet.
Really?
Fucking
Nope.
entirely the
No.
wrong British author here.
Nope. All right, so you guys slip past the Dahak Islands, and you were escorted by a flight of 3 dragons who, they call from afar. You've been seen paying your taxes, and you're authorized to go through the pass. And right before night falls, it turns out that your new gnome, whose name is...
And I haven't gotten that far yet.
It's not Spark Booty Blaster. But we're just going to say Spark Booty Blaster because that's my favorite gnome. Who was the gnome from Wardens of the Reborn Forge?
Oh, but that guy was
Old
creepy.
Susabron. Creepy.
Oh, Susabron.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I was.
Old Susabron. He was on a
Be.
quest to become the most famous gnome ever because no one knows any gnomes in history. No one's like, oh, or Rodin, or, someone elfy. No, old Susabron is the oldest gnome in existence, and he's just trying to live as long as possible. And
Yeah,
so,
Susabron was cool. I was thinking you meant the other one.
so we're just going to call you Susabron for now. And it turns out Susabron knows about this great village you're about to pass, where around this time of year, a dozen days after the solstice, they have this big festival where they bring out all of their gold and lay it and dance around it in midnight fires. And the village is completely undefended. They're all drunk, and you could probably pick out about 4 points of plunder. But it requires sailing up a river, and you're going to have to go 6 hours out of your way. But this is the only time of year where it happens.
Wow. Oh, that's hard to pass up, y'all. What do you think?
Well, we've already wasted so much time with a side quest. Why not?
Okay? Alright, you sail up the river, you easily beat all of the guards down, and you take 4 points of plunder.
Okay, that was too easy. Something's wrong.
Oh, yes. So, as you begin warping the ship back down the river, there's a dark shadow at the mouth of the bay, and you notice there's an enormous Chilaxian warship there. And in the light of its watchfires, you see the word Dominator on the back of the ship. And you hear, like drunken sailors singing the Chilaxian national anthem. And you realize that they're between you and the exit now.
Dominator sounds familiar. Are we supposed to know them?
I think it was the other bird, probably.
The cove is completely dominated by a huge warship named, appropriately enough, the Dominator. Atop the rigging of the massive 4-masted ship fly the colors of the Empire of Cheliax. It is clearly a heavily armed vessel with a full company of armored marines mustered on deck, and it is a pirate hunter. A ship
Wow.
this size would rate a full paracount or countess as its commander. You would guess that they probably have at least a dozen officers and 100 plus marines, plus the sailors.
Is there any way in the world we can get by?
So, there is something you could do. Your sailors come up with some suggestions. Specifically, Winton's replacement, Dinton. And Dinton is like, back in the day, I had a captain that got out of a very situation just like this. Why, they sent a boarding party on board the pirate hunter, caused a bit of a ruckus, cut their cables, maybe set the sails on fire, and then ran like hell. We sailed right past them through the dark of night. Although I suppose if you wanted to, you could try to just sail past them, but I mean, if we're noticed, that's got at least 20 ballista on it on each side, and I'm looking at least 4 catapults from here.
What happened to the boarding?
The what?
What happened to that boarding party?
Oh, so he's
the
like,
tail.
oh, well, they took heavy losses, but the away officer made it back. You know how it is with those red shirts. He says, I'm sure I'm glad I went into administration. And then he offers you steaming hot cups of tea.
Wow. Not good, guys.
Did
What do
someone
you think?
mark down your bonus plunder, by the way?
Oh yeah, 4 plunder, right?
Yep, 4 more plunder.
For
Now
a total
remember,
of
your
11.
ship can only hold 15 plunder.
All right, we have 11 on the ship.
That's probably the best idea that I can come up with is try to distract them somehow.
Now, you do have the option of discovering alternative planes with a craft ships roll, which someone in your party actually has, or a knowledge engineering check, or perception/intelligence.
Yeah, let's try all those then.
Yep, I will do the intelligence first.
Someone has craft ship.
It's just a. I'll do craft ship first and then intelligence.
Okay.
Can I just take a 10 for 23?
That's a.
Or do I need to roll?
I think you need to roll it, because if it was
Okay.
a knowledge check, you couldn't just take 10.
Oh yeah. So here's craft ship.
Okay. You recognize that while the rudder on this ship has been magically reinforced and is too difficult to damage from the depth that it's at, the cabin below the quarterdeck is not the captain's cabin on a ship like this, but is in fact where the pulley is stored. If you could just climb up the back of the ship, break in the window, and then cut the pulley line, you'd be done.
Wow. I relay that information.
Okay.
It's a
We have a new-
severe weakness with these pirate hunters. In fact, it's one of the few weaknesses their ships have.
Well, this is going. I'm like praying for some spells right now. My empty slots. Is that fine?
Do druids pray?
Yeah, that was something.
I thought druids had to, like, decide everything all at once. Let's check.
I got slot open just in case.
Divine spells, prepare it. You must spend 1 hour each day. Yeah, it doesn't say anything like with the cleric where you could do it some other time. I think you have to do all your spells at once.
No, okay. Because I kept slots open because I thought it works just like clerics. Ugh. Do I just pick them out now, or?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I pick out wood shape and I think wood shape works. Will wood shape work on a ship?
The SRD should tell you whether it will or won't because it has all the skulls and
Oh, yeah.
shackles.
But basically, it's warp wood that would do it. A warp wood springs a leak and gains a broken condition. If a ship is reduced more than half its hit points while warp, it gains a sinking condition. Okay, warp wood would be the spell of choice right here.
Okay, these ships have several thousand hit points, but
Now I want to put a hole in it, like make it start leaking.
okay.
Or destroy the rudder or something like that, I'm not sure. Something to do with wood.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you wanted to, I guess you could turn into an octopus, go down there, warp wood on the rudder, and come back without ever being in any danger.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, it happens. No need to roll anything. I mean, you can go so
Wow.
deep they won't be able to see you. You come up underneath the ship, you warp a hole in it, the ship starts sinking, alarm bells go off, everyone's working on bailing the ship out.
No.
You rejoin your crew. Let's see here. Rather than fight a bunch of chillaxing dudes, including a cavalier who's a complete boss, you bypass them and disable
And-
rudder.
And to help out, I'll put alter winds again on the sails to move us a little faster.
Okay. You make it halfway out of the cove, unnoticed. You can make a stealth check to make the rest of the way. And that would be the pilot. You can make stealth or profession sailor.
Let me see. probably going to be me unless someone has a better than 12 on Profession Sailor.
Can we
You're
assist?
Am I-
still in the lead.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
You're still in the lead.
Okay. Yeah, I assume we can have assists. I'm at a 12 right now.
Sure.
Okay, here's my assist.
I assisted as well.
2. All right. Whoa, nice. Maybe Lorraine should have done that.
It's too
3.
late. You made your decision.
Oh, no, I understand that. I'm just commenting.
She
So, all
assists
right, so
really well.
plus 6 on the roll. Add that in. 33.
All right. So
Boom.
before they can even react, they're still putting boats full of drunk Marines ashore to get new wood to fix the ship up, and like they never even noticed that you guys were there.
Oh yeah, FYI, I'll probably have to use both of my elemental form to water in, air bubble myself. Oh, I probably have to air bubble myself first, go in, transfer back, cast a spell, then transfer back and come back.
Okay.
And pull it off, just to make sure I'm covering my steps.
All right. So that was a CR6 encounter that you won instantly, plus a CR9
Wow.
for defeating the Dominator, plus 1600 XP.
Holy crap.
I love
You do
being a
not
druid.
You do not get the plunder for taking the Dominator, which is okay
Can-
because
I can live with that.
you couldn't take the Dominator anyway. I like how it's CR6 plus. It's like in the unlikely event that they manage to kill all 135 members of the crew, they get 6 points of plunder. Okay, all right. You make it out of there. Your hold is filled with filthy swag loot that you have stolen from more peasants, and yeah. Continue on your way.
Bottles is like rolling in the loot like a pig in mud, just like, oh my god, this is so awesome.
Great water bottles.
That makes things really awkward.
So we spend 2 hours futzing around with internal fighting, and then we knock out a CR9 encounter in 30 seconds flat. Okay, next.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I love being a druid.
Yeah, druids are silly.
All right, in the middle of 2 days later, midday, you roll into Tidewater Rock.
Anybody there?
Since I have to select my spells now, give me a sec.
So, Are we taking Kamakiri back after this? Is that what the plan was, or did we already do
Yeah, I
that?
think so.
You gotta do it.
We'll drop him off when he's convenient. He's fine in the bucket.
Gotcha.
I'm
We
keeping
still
him
are
alive.
carrying a body around of the, what's his name, too. We got to get rid of.
Grinder.
Right,
That's
Miner,
mine.
That's one of the side quests tonight I had to cancel.
Yeah.
We'll bring that back up in either late tonight or next session.
Alright.
You also have Kirill's body. Yay.
Yeah. That doesn't
My bodies will fill the ship before this campaign is over.
Wait a minute, did we recover Kirill's body?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
You
I
lost
didn't think
his
we had.
swords, but you got his body.
Okay.
Okay, so you arrive, and there's 2 guards up on the ballistas on the roof, pointing outwardly as you guys come in, but they recognize your ship. The other Dolphin Fleet ships are not there. The front door looks like it's taken a beating. It's a iron bar gate, but it looks like some damage was done to it. Someone burned through the lock on the front with some acid. And no one comes out to greet you.
Oh.
Alright, I go looking for the guy who got upset when I married her.
Royster McLeod?
Yes.
Okay. He's on the roof. When you're moving up to the roof, you see Portia Runescar with, her hair's wild, her eyes are puffy and red. It looks like she's been crying a lot. And she's like, smiling at you really creepily. She's like, "Oh, good, you're here. Can I get you something? Do you need any food or anything? We're fine. We're all good."
Portia?
She's broken.
Would you like some soup? Maybe some bread?
Someone broke her. It appears that someone broke your friend.
Okay, so you're looking her over. I mean, she seems fine, right? I mean, she's smiling. She's talking to you like a normal human being. There's nothing to indicate from your point of view that there's anything wrong with her.
Oh, darling, you look terrible. Why don't you down to the ship and get a coffee or something?
She says, "No. Oh, no, I'm fine. It's been bad after the attack. The goat herd, it took him days to die. The poison worked through his system very slowly. But, no, we're good here. Everyone's fine. Only one guard died. Would you like something hot and warm to eat? Something fresh baked? Maybe some oranges? I could prepare something for you and your officers."
That's most kind of you. You wouldn't have happened to have seen her ladyship around.
She says, "Oh, yes, my cousin. Yes, she's in her room. Shall I set a table for 7 then?"
Something really wrong here, y'all.
Yeah, I try to catch either Scourge's or Maelstrom's eyes.
Can I do a sense over her?
Sure.
She's human, so
Okay, so, I mean, you look her over. She seems really anxious to just serve you guys food. And, you know, she's like jumping from one leg to the other. Seems really focused on Ferris.
Well,
I-
why don't you go ahead and start dinner? Maelstrom here perhaps would run down to the ship and see if we can contribute anything from the stores.
Oh, of course. I'll head down to the ship then and see if I can raid your supplies. I mean, not raid. Just look at your supplies. When she says raid, she like starts twitching.
do I sense this?
Yeah, I mean, it's really obvious that this has been traumatic for her.
Wow.
You know, maybe you can show her the special item that we have in the barrel.
Wow.
Why would
What
you
the
do
fuck?
that? Why would you do that? Just why?
Okay.
The Chilaxian special order.
Okay. All right. So who's going with her? Aces?
Yep. I'm making sure air breathing was a spell before the Monster Codex, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure because when it updated, it was like Monster Codex. I'm like, what? It's been a spell. That's weird.
Okay. All right. So you brush her off in her time of need and continue on to your wife's.
Oh.
So she's in there looking over some paperwork when you arrive, and she says, Captain Ferris, I'm glad you're here. It's been difficult. I don't suppose you can spare some men for the defense. We lost one of the guards. Perhaps you have a cabin boy that you would also not mind parting with. We need a new goat herd.
Oh, it's quite the excitement. Was one attack or multiple?
It was Sahagin, one attack. They climbed up to the sides of the tower. Apparently, they somehow had grappling equipment. The guard on duty, well, he paid for his negligence. Fortunately, his dying screams as he fell from the tower and broke his neck woke the rest of the facility up. Royster was able to use that giant sword of his to defend us. She kind of shuffles some paper and then stacks them. And kind of makes that noise when you like push a bunch of papers together, slam them against a desk, and shakes her head. And she's just like, "Hopefully, you have good news for me. You've brought some sort of reinforcement for us."
Good news. I did good news. We can certainly transfer you some fighters to help lower up your standards. However, I've recently learned that I'm under an assassination contract by one of my own officers at that.
She says, "I hope it wasn't the assassin. I was hoping that he would be able to look over the defenses here and give some advisement as to how to prevent such an attack. Please tell me it wasn't the assassin."